Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'm give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, and Kakwadash. Say double honor to the elders, our great apostles, great men, strong, room well, teach well, being great example to Israel, man, the elect. Alright, that's your brother in the bar. Alright, really just doing like an intransit. So I'm gonna be quoting a couple scriptures, but I'm gonna let this video play. Once again, he can expose, day by day. And like the scriptures say, he gonna make his own tongue fall upon his own head, man. All right, and that's what you gonna see in this video. And these are the devil the Bible speaks of, man. All right, the wicked elites, all right, with these governments, they all in the same boat, man, to push the agenda of the spiritual demon Satan, man. All right, ultimate is the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, but he used these devils, man. But I'm gonna play the video. I hope you better edify, while I lay the law down.
Last night on this show, we played you a clip from a nearly hour-long video produced by two physicians in California, Doctors Dan Erickson and Artan Masihi. Likely many of you had already seen it. That video has had more than 5 million views on YouTube. In their presentation, the two doctors presented a flurry of data pointing to what we are currently learning about this virus and how it spreads. They recited pages of government statistics and then interpreted them in light of their own long clinical experience as doctors. At one point, they noted that the newly adjusted death rate in their state of California, which is much lower than anyone expected it to be, and they asked if government officials there should change their policies based on this new science.
Yeah, that's right, because Esau be playing with them numbers. He say it's one thing, and it's a total different number. Why? Because he the devil, man. It's a skirt tactic, man. Like they always bring out or order out of chaos, man. So he'll throw some things out there, to make people afraid, but they can get in order, get in line with his agenda.
Watch.
We've seen 1,227 deaths in the state of California with a possible incidence or prevalence of 4.7 million. That means you have a 0.03 chance of dying from COVID-19 in the state of California. 0.03 chance of dying from COVID in the state of California. Does that necessitate sheltering in place? Does that necessitate shutting down medical systems? Does that necessitate people being out of work?
So whatever your view of the mass quarantines, and maybe you're enthusiastically for them, the questions you just heard are valid questions. In fact, they're critical questions. We should all be asking those questions, including and especially our policymakers. But as Dr. Erickson pointed out later in the video, dissent of any kind is no longer tolerated in this country. Fact-based honesty, which is the soul of science, is under attack, even in hospitals. Dr. Erickson described physicians being pressured to classify illnesses and deaths as related to coronavirus, whether they believe that to be true or not.
We aren't pressured to test for flu. But ER doctors now, my friends that I talk to say, it's interesting, when I'm writing up my death report, I'm being pressured to add COVID. Why is that? Why are we being pressured to add COVID to maybe increase the numbers and make it look a little bit worse?
See, he said they being pressed to do that, man. Well, scripture said, woe unto you that advise a nigga to and work evil upon not bad. When the morning light, they practice it, man. They being forced to do this, man. They're being forced to put these false numbers out on the COVID-19, and Esau, they like, hold on, man. You want me to just push out false information to the people? But they signed that deal, they sold their soul, so they had to do what the elite say, man. They're part of their agenda. But you got some inside the system, man. They gonna go against them, as you see now.
Worse than it is? I think so.
Right?
So what you just heard.
Because one thing about it, John 8 and 44, it say he are the father of lies. All right? And who are the father of lies? Esau, man. Go all the way back to Genesis with Cain. All right? He the father of lies, man. That's that same spirit, man. So here it is, he making them push out false allegations from the COVID-19. You know? So yeah, man, we've been telling y'all this anyway, man. You know, this coronavirus was a hoax, man. It was only to scare the people, to get the people to stop believing in the government, man. Go down to Egypt for help. You know?
What Dr. Erickson described is called lying. And lying has no place in science ever. It's scary to think it takes place on a large scale in hospitals. He says it does. Viewers of Erickson's video were shocked and transfixed by this. They forwarded the video to friends who forwarded it on to their friends. And suddenly, millions of people who have spent the last 6 weeks on a diet of Tiger King and internet memes were watching sober-minded medical researchers reading from charts of statistics. It's hard to recall a science video taking off like this one did. Not everyone was impressed by it. Some criticized the doctor's policy conclusions, and of course that's fair. Decent people have different opinions. We're not entirely certain what the perfect response to this pandemic is. Nobody is certain. There's no objective answer at the moment. At best, we can plod along with open minds and good faith. More informed debate is exactly what we need to make wise decisions going forward. Unfortunately for all of us, informed debate is exactly what the authorities don't want. They want unquestioned obedience, so they're cracking down on free expression.
See?
Last night, the doctor's video...
Why? Because, like I said, he want to be as God. Sit on the throne as the Most High, claiming to be the Most High. You know, he don't want nobody to back talk him, you know, ask questions. He just want everybody to fall in line and do what he say, man. All right, but no. You know, this world is ran in wickedness, man. And this must be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, man. You know, because, like I say, when the righteous is in authority, the people rejoice. You know, but when the wicked bear rule, what? The people mourn, man. And that's what you see, people mourning, man. Even his own kind. You know, even Edomites out here mourning, man. Why? Because the wicked, man. You know? So, no, it ain't gonna never be peace. All right, till the kingdom of heaven come, man. It's gonna always be outwars of the people. Uproars of the people, man. You're gonna always be, you know, up and down within the society on truth, man. Why? Because the wicked is an authority. You know, it ain't ran in righteousness, man. So it's gonna always be chaos, man. It's gonna always be some type of fight within the system.
The one you just saw was pulled off of YouTube, the largest video hosting site in the world. It wasn't an accident. YouTube admitted doing it. The company cited a violation of, quote, community guidelines, and they did not apologize. Looking back, when all of this is finally over, and it will be, it's likely we'll see this moment, what YouTube just did, as a turning point in the way we live in this country, a sharp break with 250 years of law and custom. The two doctors' video was produced by a local television channel in California. It was, in effect, a mainstream news story. The video was not pornographic. It didn't violate copyright or incite violence or commit libel. It didn't break any law. The only justification for taking it down was that the two physicians on screen had reached different conclusions from the people currently in charge. It was a form of dissent from orthodoxy. YouTube and its parent company, Google, have now officially banned dissent. The CEO of YouTube admitted that openly.
But then we also talk about removing information that is problematic. You know, of course, anything that is medically unsubstantiated. So people saying like, take vitamin C, take turmeric, like those all will cure you. Those are the examples of things that would be a violation of our policy. Anything that would go against World Health Organization recommendations would be a violation of our policy. And so remove is another really important part of our policy.
So you're not just putting in...
See, and that's what they doing to brothers' videos, man, and pages. They taking them down. Why? Because it's beneficial for the people, man. And when I'm saying for the people, for the nation of Israel, man, the elect. All right? Because we pushing the herbs. All right? We pushing to stop going to the clinics and the hospital, the doctors to try to get healed and rely upon the herbs, man, the earth, you know? And they taking what? They taking the videos down, man. And they want to claim to anything. That's how you know these are devils, man. All right, because we trying to tell them something good for their health, And they taking it down. Why? Because they want you to trust in oppression. They want you to go down to Egypt for help. They don't want you to help yourself, man. They don't want you to rely upon the earth and Yahweh Shema Shai. That's how you know these the fucking devils, man. You know? It's just so plain how they saying it, you know, but only the elect can see through it. You know, that's why I say 2 Corinthians 13:8. Hey, but you can do nothing for the truth. I mean, nothing against the truth, but what for the truth, man. All right, because at the end of the day, you just helping to show that the men of the Lord that been teaching, starting our apostles, all right, on down to these brothers that been teaching out there prophesying, hey, that it's true, man. Everything we've been saying is true, man.
The truth next to the lie. You're taking the lie down. That's a pretty aggressive approach.
We're removing.
Yep. So y'all brothers can you see it on the screen. Y'all brothers can watch the rest of the video or whatever. But that's what I had wanted out of that. So I hope you brothers edified. You know, once again, give out honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders, and peace and blessing, hope to elect. Till next time, brother. Shalom, Abba, Barak, Akim.